Hi there, I'm Todd Parton, the MRC Director of Engagement. Recently, a number of us in our organization read this book called The Outward Mindset, written by the Arbinger Institute. In this book, it talks about looking outward, always looking for the other person. So many of us are so busy about trying to take care of ourselves and try to take care of our own needs that sometimes we forget that there's others in this world that truly need assistance, they need our compassion, they need our support. And certainly that's what we're all about at MRC. One particular story in this book is about an elderly Vietnamese woman who made a trip to the United States to spend some time with her family during a vacation. And on her way back home, she became ill and ended up in the hospital. Well, when she discharged from the hospital, she went into a nursing facility, a rehab facility, not unlike what we have in most of our communities. This lady's name was Mrs. Tham, and Mrs. Tham was a challenge for the staff at the community where she was. She became angry, she became irritated, she would throw food, she would throw her urinal, she had rants and rages in a language that most of the staff, if not all of the staff, didn't understand, and the staff really didn't know what to do for her. So in an interdisciplinary meeting, all of the department heads came together and somebody brought up the challenge that Ms. Tham was creating in the community. One of the department heads said, we're going to have to find a behavioral unit that will take her because we can't accommodate these outbursts. Another one said maybe we could get the physician to prescribe some medication that would help calm her down. Well, that was kind of the discussion, and they all stood up to leave the room. And about that time, one of them took a moment and thought to herself and said out loud, I wonder what it would be like to be Mrs. Tham. That changed the entire complexion of the conversation. The others looked at the staff member who had said that and said, what do you mean? And she said, well, she can't speak our language. She may not know what we're doing. She may not know if she'll ever even get home. There's no one around her that's familiar. There's nothing around her that's familiar. I would be so scared if I were her. I'm just thinking maybe we need to take a different approach. So the team sat back down, and as they began to mull this idea over, the dining services director said, you know, there is a Vietnamese market around the corner from where I live. I can get online and find some recipes, and hopefully we can reproduce some things in the kitchen that she's accustomed to eating. The social services director said, you know, there are some civic organizations and even some church groups in town that are Vietnamese based, so maybe I could find somebody who could come and spend some time with her. They left the meeting that day having discussed Ms. Tham as a person, as an individual, not as the combative resident or the resident that's difficult. The point that was made through this discussion is that when we treat other people as the difficult one, or the one that's depressed, or the one that always cries, or the one that always complains, we're treating those people not as people, but as objects. And what the book encourages to do, and what I want to encourage each one of us to do, is to look at our residents, look at our co-workers, look at our families as people. Not as objects, but as people. We owe it to the ones we serve to treat their individual needs, to treat them as people, to treat them the way we would want to be treated. That's part of our I Care values, treating people with the respect and the compassion that they deserve, be it a resident, a family member, a co-worker, your boss, a vendor, or just a guest or a visitor that's coming in our door. Each one is an individual, and we owe it to them to have the outward mindset and treat them like people, treat them as we would want to be treated. Go and do some good today. May God bless you. Have a great day.